Here's a simple illustration on how to achieve the upper part of this dress. So to start, I'm going to mark out the starting line, the shoulder to bust, under bust and waistline. So after marking this, I'll start by marking the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then I'll come down by ½ inch, mark a basic neckline of 3 inches, and then go ahead to connect it to your shoulder slant. I'll draw out a basic neckline of 3 inches, right? 3 inches by 3 inches on this side, and I'll go ahead to connect. Now find the chest line, which is the bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches, and I'll draw out a straight line where I have the mark. So I'll go back to that point and I'll mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Remember, it has a sleeve, so you add ½ inch for joining allowance, or you can join it after drafting. Now go ahead to divide what you have here and fold, then mark. Come in by ½ inch, place your tape and mark your bust circumference divided by 4. Connect this all the way to this point, and also go ahead to connect it to your bust round circumference divided by 4. So after you're done marking at this point, the next step you need to mark is your nipple to nipple divided by 2. Now you're going to mark this all the way to the lower part of your dress. Place your ruler and go ahead to connect. Now after connecting this, you're going to mark your dart intake. Now for the dart intake, I'll be marking 1 inch on both sides, right? So depending on your body measurement, your bust, if you're a plus size, you might be using 1.5 inches on both sides. So I'll just go ahead to draw out a straight line here, then connect from the bust all the way to the under bust. After connecting to the under bust, now from your neckline to your shoulder point, whatever you have, go ahead to divide it by 2 inches and mark. Then place your ruler and connect. So after you're done connecting, the next step is to decide where you want your tube dress to start. You can start 2 inches or measure from the shoulder. Then for the dart intake, I'm going to use 1 inch on both sides. Then if you're plus size, you can use 1 inch and 1.5 at the other side. Then go ahead to connect. After you're done connecting, connect to the other side. So I'll just go ahead to place my tape and mark the bust circumference divided by 4. The dart I'll pick is this one chest line. Replace it by the side and add my sewing allowance. Now here I'm going to mark my under bust measurement divided by 4. Measure the dart intake I have here, then replace it by the side. Here I'm going to mark the waist circumference divided by 4, replace the dart intake, and I'll add my sewing allowance. After that, I'll place my ruler to connect. So after connecting from the upper part all the way down, you're going to mark your bust dart. Just go ahead to use my marker to outline. Now to get your bust dart is the difference between your shoulder to waist in front and your shoulder to waist at the back. Let's say your shoulder to waist at the front is 17 and the shoulder to waist at the back is 15.5. Deduct that 15.5 from 17, you will have 1.5. That is how to get your bust dart, right? Now I'll mark that, and after marking that, I'll use my marker to outline to make it more visible for you to see. Now after I'm done marking this at this point, we're going to work on the upper part of this dress. From that neckline, I'll come up by 0.75 to 1 inch because what we have there is not that high. Then blend it into the initial shoulder, then come out to create that curve. So after I was done drawing out that curve, I now noticed that the neckline had like shape of an actual round neckline, right? I'll still go ahead to like use a marker line to indicate that after. I was supposed to create like a slight curve to align with that of the neckline, right? So from there now, you're going to blend this towards the armhole. Blend your dart, your bust dart out. So before doing that, go ahead to open up your dart so that you can freely open that part up. Then go ahead to blend your pattern. Then connect what you have from the upper part all the way down, going to the lower side of your bust or towards your under bust. Now just go in with my marker. After going in with my marker, I'll outline this, right? And then we'll go ahead to cut out. So to cut out this part that has this overlapping area, I'll place another pattern paper. So this is the neckline I was talking about. You're going to draw it out in form of a C, like you're cutting a round neckline at the upper part. I'll go ahead to use my tracing wheel, place another pattern underneath it, and I'll trace it out. This might not be visible to you, but if you're tracing it out there, you're going to see the marks on your pattern. All you have to do is just to go ahead to trace it out and then cut it out. So this is what will be overlapping at the upper part of this dress. So if you have any questions so far regarding this little illustration, please go ahead to ask. So I'll just go ahead to cut out the lower part of this dress. Then when you join your pattern, you now go ahead to join the shoulder part back to this dress. That is this part now, this part now going towards the armhole will now hold the dress together, and this is what you'll be having.